Lana was approached by Robin Leach. He had a segment called Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous, wanting her to go to Egypt. Her desire was to go to Egypt before she passed on. And we did. And being that I knew Mrs. Anwar Sadat, we got there and I called her. Lana always wanted to meet her and she wanted to meet Lana. This is the time when we traveled the Nile. It was a glorious time. We were there 5 days. And Lana, I never regretted that beautiful trip. When we did the Night of 100 Stars in New York, I introduced her to Sir Lawrence. He got on his knees and kissed her hand.
I'm absolutely finished. This is the end. And I want you to get out.
This was the impassioned testimony that helped sway the jury to acquit 14-year-old Cheryl Crane of the murder of Johnny Stompanato, boyfriend of Cheryl's mother, Hollywood film star Lana Turner. The jury returned a verdict of justifiable homicide after a short deliberation, allowing young Cheryl to go free for the killing of Stompanato.
She always said to me, turn it off if it comes on television, which I was about to do. And she said, don't do it this time. I have a story for you. So we left it on, and she turned her head as I was watching it, and she said, and I was ready to turn it off again, and she said, don't turn it off. I didn't say a word, watched the whole thing. When it was over, she said, now you know the story, and I will tell you the story. My daughter did not kill him. I did. And I said, you're kidding. You're telling me, you trust me. I trust you, my brother. I killed him. I murdered the bastard. And if I die before you, then you tell the world, get my baby off the hook. I met Robert through Lana Turner, and Robert Blake, that is, and a sweetheart man. Very gentle, very sensitive, very loving. And unfortunately, he's going through some traumas right now, and I am supporting him completely because I could never think he was a murderer. I only know that I recall when he said that he was gray since he was 24. Now he's calling me and asking me to do his hair black again, which I might consider. You know, it really hurts me when I put on the news and I see my friend Lana Clarkston, pictures and photos of her and how she was murdered supposedly, and according to Spectre, she killed herself. I really don't feel she did because she was not suicidal, but she was named after my friend Lana Turner.
But anyway, folks, I want to thank you very, very much.
Thank you. We're here for Eric's birthday, and we'd like to wish him a happy birthday if he's watching this.
Thank you very much. Okay? Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
You know, I never forgot the time that I met this beautiful girl, Natalie Wood. Lana and I went to a premiere. She was there with her husband, Robert, and they knew each other, and she said, oh, Lana, I love your hair. And Lana replied, well, this is my hairdresser and my brother, Eric Root. My God, your hairdresser? Yeah. You know, this long stringy hair, I don't know who to go to, but I need a new look. And that's when I did the flip on her, and she loved it. I met Greta Garbo through Mr. and Mrs. Quinn, who had the Quinn Nutritional store in Los Angeles. I was very, very amazed that they asked me to cut her hair. I was kind of a little surprised, but I did, and she loved me ever since, and I cut her hair every 6 months. A client that I really thought was the most gorgeous lady other than Lana is Hedy Lamarr. She lived in Florida. She was suntan, blonde hair, talked with Lana at least once a month, wanted to know who Lana's hairdresser was. This is when she flew to LA. I did her hair, in Lana's apartment, would you believe, once every 6 months. She was a wonderful, wonderful friend of mine. We kept in touch. She hated California. And she said, if you want to cut my hair, come to Florida. I did. I remember the time when I used to cut Richard Burton's hair at his manager's house, Valerie Douglas, and he would always say to me, Eric, you know, you're never available to cut my hair. You seem to be as busy as me. Cut it the way I want to cut it. You gave me the best haircut. And if you're not available, of course, and as a joke, he would say, I will call Liz. She hates to be called Liz, but I'll call her and she'll cut it. Remember the time when he said to me, Eric, you know, the love of my life is Elizabeth Taylor. He said, you're the guy that can keep a secret, but I'll never stop loving her. I did Rhonda Fleming's hair for about 2 years. She lived at a place called Sierra Towers on Sunset Boulevard, where she lived with her husband, Ted Mann, who owned the Egyptian Theater. And she heard about my reputation, and she knew that I could do her hair the way she wanted, and I did it the way she wanted. We were good friends. She's a sweetheart and a beautiful, beautiful lady. My little episode with Rita Hayworth was wonderful. I met her through Saul Krim, who had the Krim Theater in Detroit, Michigan. I was an usher. Met Matt Krim, who dated Rita Hayworth. Met Rita years later. Did her hair for about maybe 8 years. And then suddenly she chased me out of her home thinking I was her gardener. I thought she was drinking, but she wasn't. I called Yasmin, her daughter. Her daughter was worried. I was worried. She went to a doctor and found out that she had dementia, which was developing into Alzheimer's. Broke my heart. She was a great, great friend of mine. I've had some very horrendous times in my life. It wasn't easy to be a celebrity hairdresser because I had to cope with their emotions and their moods and their negativity. But I think God allowed me to be there for them.